Of all the trees in the garden you may freely eat, except this one, the one right in the center. Now, let me show you a verse. It's in Matthew 11. At that time, Jesus answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. If you're going to go into the Bible and read it with this wise and kind of prudent and boastful behavior, you're going to see it in that certain way. But if you act as a child, like faith as a child, kind-hearted, spirited, love and joy, you're going to see the truth. So, why did I bring up that tree thing? Let's finish this real quick because this has everything to do with it. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son. And who else? Who else knows? And he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. So Jesus Christ chooses who he's going to reveal himself to. Babes, when you have childlike faith and wonder and an open heart and you really want to know the truth, ask and you shall receive. But ask with pure intentions. Even if you say you want to try to debunk it, with an open heart though, he will reveal himself to you. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you Sabbath. Look it up, Greek word there, Sabbath. I will give you rest for your souls. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find Sabbath, rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Okay, so now, many people will say, like, what kind of God does something like this? Will say, eat of all the trees, but put one right in the center and tell them not to eat of it. Wise. You're so wise and prudent. You can't see the forest through the trees, or you can't see the forest for the trees. Makes you wonder what God was really up to when he put that there and told him not to eat of it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. Do you think the creator of the universe, time itself, is going to do something like this just to like mess with us? That's what people think. That's what some people think. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Not the morning star. The word star is never used here. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. There's the word star. There's no word star in here. So the people who say what they say about this, it's son of the morning, not the morning star in the true translations. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet you shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So this pride comes before the fall. If you want to read the Bible in a wise and prudent, like, Look at God puts a tree right in the center and tells him not to eat it. Right in the center. Can you believe it? And out of the ground made the Lord to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Right in the center. Don't eat of this one tree that I'm putting right here. It's right there. Don't eat of it. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Read the Bible with an open heart, and you're going to understand why God put the tree right there. Job 38. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? Words without knowledge. Knowledge puffs up. Love builds up. Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if thou hast understanding. Who hath laid the measure thereof, if thou knowest? Or who hath stretched the line upon it? Whereupon the foundations thereof fastened? Or who laid the cornerstone thereof? When the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy. The angels, the morning stars, the luminaries, they were watching as God created and shouted for joy. In the presence of God, created in the presence of God, watch God create and still fell. Free will and predestination exist simultaneously. Because God lives outside of space and time, he declares the end from the beginning. So it already happened and it's playing out. And so it's free will and predestination simultaneously. I have a whole video on that. I thought I'd add that there because I know people are going to talk about that when I said what I said. And we can cover that again. But so right there. So why do you think he put the tree right in the midst of the garden, next to the tree of life? But this one don't eat of. Because on that day, thou shalt surely die. And then what does the accuser do? Thou shalt not surely die. But then it said, after they ate from it, now they are like us, having the knowledge of good and evil. Thou shalt not surely die. Well, they didn't immediately die. What happens when a branch is cut off? It's still alive for a while, but it starts to harden like Pharaoh's heart. And God hardened Pharaoh's heart. Look at the original word. It's Pharaoh strengthened his own resolve in just not doing what he's being asked of. So, with all that said, look at this as a babe, childlike wonder and faith and love, and know that God is love, and ask yourself why he put this there. Why he put it there. After the angels watched creation and shouted with joy and still fell, created in the sight of God. Were we supposed to fall? Were we supposed to fall and then choose him freely? This prideful, wise, and prudent, cunning of all the beasts in the field, made a huge mistake by tempting them, because that was the plan. Made a huge mistake by getting Jesus Christ crucified on the cross. For by his stripes we are healed, pierced and striped for our transgressions. If you're wise and boastful and prudent, you're going to fall right. Your own table will become a snare. We choose him freely. With the knowledge of good and evil, we live by faith and not by sight. You see, and now you believe, Thomas. You wanted to put your fingers right here in the holes of my hand on the side. Blessed are they who believe yet have not seen. So with us, created in the image of God, a little different than the angels. What is man that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man that thou visitest him? For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, yet have crowned him in glory. Speaking of the Son, the Father manifest in the flesh, in his own creation, coming to redeem himself back to us all, to redeem us all back to him. Makes you wonder what God was really up to when he put that there. Think, if thine eye be single and full of light, the whole body be full of light. If the eye be darkness, how great is that darkness?